Welcome back, coin hunters. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking secrets in U.S. coin history. The top 6 American coins that became legendary even in terrible worn-out condition. These coins are scratched, faded, and beaten by time. Yet collectors would pay jaw-dropping money for them. If you think a damaged coin has no value, this video might completely change how you see loose change forever. Stay with us till the end, because even the ugliest coin can hide a fortune. Let's start with old. Washington Quarter Dollar. The 1981 Washington Quarter. Dollar is one of those coins that almost everyone has held in their hands. Spent without a second thought and forgotten forever. But here's the shocking truth most people don't realize, hidden among ordinary 1981. Quarters are rare pieces that can be worth far more than their face value, sometimes reaching astonishing prices when the right combination of condition, mint origin, and striking error comes together. This is exactly why collectors and treasure hunters still search through rolls of quarters today, hoping to discover that one extraordinary coin that changes everything. In 1981, the United States Mint struck Washington quarters during a time when coin production was under pressure. Economic uncertainty, heavy circulation demand, and changes in minting quality all played a role. These quarters were produced mainly at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. And while millions were released into circulation, not all of them were created equal. Some coins left the mint with subtle imperfections, unusual details, or exceptionally sharp strikes that would later turn them into collector favorites. What looks ordinary to the untrained? I can be extremely special to an expert. One of the biggest factors that makes a 1981 Washington quarter valuable is its condition. Most of these coins were heavily used, scratched, and worn down over decades of circulation. Finding one today in near-perfect or mint-state condition is surprisingly difficult. Coins that still show bold details in Washington's hair, crisp lettering, and strong eagle features on the reverse can command impressive prices. The higher the grade, the more dramatic the value becomes, especially when the coin appears almost untouched by time. Even more exciting are the rare minting errors associated with some 1981 quarters. These errors occurred when something went wrong during the striking process, creating coins that were never meant to exist. Off-center strikes, doubled lettering, weak strikes, or die cracks can transform a simple quarter into a prized collectible. Error coins tell a story of the mint's hidden mistakes, and collectors are willing to pay serious money to own these unusual pieces because no two error coins are ever exactly the same. Another powerful value booster is proof quality appearance or unusually sharp detail on circulation strikes. Some 1981 quarters show mirror-like surfaces or extraordinary clarity that sets them apart from normal coins. These pieces often look far better than others from the same year and can attract intense interest at auctions. When collectors compete for a rare, high-quality example, prices can rise rapidly, sometimes reaching levels that seem unbelievable for a coin once worth just 25 cents. The idea that standard circulation coins can carry unimaginable worth is not a myth. It's a reality proven again and again in the coin market. What separates an ordinary 1981 quarter from a valuable one is knowledge. Most people spend these coins without looking closely, while collectors examine every detail with patience and experience. That difference in awareness is often the line between losing a fortune and discovering one hiding in plain sight. Stories of rare coins changing lives are not just legends designed to excite viewers. History shows that rare varieties, exceptional grades, and unique errors can turn small finds into life-changing assets. While not every 1981 Washington quarter is worth millions, the rare examples prove that incredible value can exist where least expected. This possibility is what keeps collectors searching and fuels the excitement of coin hunting worldwide. If you already own old U.S. coins, especially quarters from the early 1980s. The smartest move is to pause before spending them. A quick look could reveal something extraordinary. Once a rare coin leaves your pocket and returns to circulation, it may be lost forever. That single moment of carelessness could cost you an opportunity that collectors dream about for years. The 1981 Washington Quarter. Dollar stands as a reminder that hidden treasures don't always come from ancient times or distant places. Sometimes they come from everyday objects we overlook. A small silver-colored coin, passed through countless hands, can suddenly become a symbol of luck, history, and unexpected wealth when the right features align. So the next time you see a Washington quarter dated 1981, don't dismiss it as spare change. Look closer, study it, protect it. Because in the world of rare coins, knowledge is power, patience is profit. And what seems ordinary today could be the key to an extraordinary tomorrow. Now turn the second coin that is first. Presidential coin. The story of the first presidential era of the United States begins with George Washington, and coins connected to the years 1789 to 1797 carry a level of historical power that few objects on Earth can match. These are not just old pieces of metal. They are living witnesses to the birth of a nation. At a time when America was fragile, learning how to govern itself, coins were struck by hand. With uneven pressure, imperfect dies, and limited technology. That raw and imperfect character is exactly what makes them so desirable today. When collectors talk about value, they are not only talking about money. They are talking about history you can hold in your hand. During Washington's presidency, the United States Mint was still finding its identity, and early American coinage was extremely limited. Many coins associated with this era were produced in very small numbers, often using foreign planchettes or experimental designs. Copper cents, half cents, early silver issues, and pattern coins linked to Washington's leadership period are now considered treasures. Some designs were struck only briefly before being changed, while others survived in such small quantities that only a handful exist today. Scarcity is the heartbeat of value, and these coins pulse with rarity. What truly drives prices into astonishing territory is condition combined with authenticity. A George Washington-era coin that survived more than 2 centuries without heavy wear, corrosion, or damage is nothing short of a miracle. Collectors compete fiercely for examples that show sharp details, original surfaces, and natural aging. Even a single grade difference can mean a jump of hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars. These coins were once used in daily trade, passed through countless hands, and yet a few somehow escaped destruction. That survival story alone adds to their mystique and value. Another powerful factor is symbolism. George Washington represents leadership, sacrifice, and the foundation of American democracy. Coins connected to his presidency carry an emotional weight that later issues simply cannot replicate. Wealthy collectors, museums, investors are willing to pay extreme premiums, because owning such a coin is like owning a physical piece of Washington's legacy. This emotional demand, paired with limited supply, creates explosive prices whenever an exceptional piece appears at auction. Over the years, certain Washington-era coins and patterns have reached staggering figures, sometimes selling for millions of dollars. These results shock the public because they challenge the idea that small change is insignificant. In reality, these coins are miniature monuments. Their value is not based on metal alone, but on age, story, rarity, and national importance. When 2 elite collectors want the same historic coin, price limits disappear, and bidding becomes a battle of prestige rather than logic. Many people unknowingly underestimate old coins sitting in inherited collections or forgotten boxes. While it is extremely rare to casually find a multi-million-dollar Washington-era coin, it is not impossible to discover pieces worth life-changing amounts. Early American coins are often misidentified, cleaned incorrectly, or dismissed as worn copper. This is why knowledge matters. A single mistake, such as polishing a coin, can destroy enormous value. Preservation and expert evaluation are everything in this world. The idea that standard-looking coins can hold unimaginable worth is what keeps collectors searching. Even coins that appear plain or damaged can be historically important varieties, early die states, or rare minting errors. In the Washington era, mistakes were common, and those mistakes are now celebrated. Off-center strikes, weak impressions, and unusual features are not flaws, but fingerprints of early American craftsmanship. Each irregularity tells a story from a time when the nation itself was still unfinished. It is important to understand that wealth from rare coins is not created overnight by luck alone, but by patience, learning, and respect for history. The people who benefit the most are those who study, protect, and properly authenticate their coins. A genuine Washington-era coin deserves careful handling, professional grading, and secure storage. Rushing to sell or spending such a coin without knowledge can mean losing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Today's market continues to show strong demand for early presidential-era coins, especially those tied to George Washington. As more collectors enter the market and fewer top-quality examples remain available, prices continue to rise. These coins are no longer just collectibles. They are long-term assets, cultural artifacts, and symbols of American origin. Their value is supported by history, not hype, which is why they endure through generations. If you believe you own any old U.S. coins connected to the earliest years of America, the most important rule is simple: do not spend them and do not alter them. What may look ordinary could be extraordinary. A single coin from the Washington presidency can represent freedom, leadership, and the birth of a nation, and in some cases, it can represent an astonishing financial future. In the world of rare presidential coins, history itself is the true currency. Now turn the third coin, that is Kennedy half-dollar. The 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is one of those American coins that looks ordinary at first glance, yet hides a fascinating story that excites collectors around the world. Minted just a decade after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, this coin carries deep, emotional, historical, and collectible value. Millions were struck for circulation, but not all 1973 Kennedy half-dollars are equal. Some examples stand out dramatically because of their condition: mint origin, striking quality, or unusual characteristics. And these are the coins that ignite intense interest in the rare coin market. What makes the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar especially intriguing is its place in U.S. coin history. By this time, silver had already been removed from regular half-dollars, meaning these coins were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition rather than precious metal. Because of this, many people ignored them, spent them, or stored them casually. That widespread neglect is exactly why truly exceptional examples are so difficult to find today. High-grade coins that survived untouched with sharp details and glowing surfaces are far scarcer than most people realize. The most valuable 1973 Kennedy half-dollars are those preserved in near-perfect or flawless condition. Coins that never entered circulation, often referred to as mint-state examples, can command surprisingly strong prices when they show crisp hairlines on Kennedy's portrait, bold lettering, and clean, undamaged surfaces. Collectors pay a premium for coins that look as fresh today as the moment they left the mint presses. Even a small difference in quality can mean a massive jump in value, turning a common-looking coin into a serious collectible dot. Another powerful factor behind high prices is where the coin was minted. In 1973, Kennedy half-dollars were produced at different U.S. mints, and each mint left its own subtle mark. Coins from certain mints are harder to find in top condition, especially with strong strikes and minimal flaws. When collectors compete to complete full-day 10-mint sets, demand increases sharply, pushing the value of the best examples higher and higher over time. Proof versions of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar deserve special attention as well. These coins were specially made for collectors, struck with polished dies to create mirror-like backgrounds and frosted designs. While many proofs still exist, only the finest ones with deep mirrors and no imperfections reach the top tier of desirability. Exceptional proof coins can sell for impressive sums, especially when certified and graded at the highest levels by professional grading services. Errors and unusual features add another layer of excitement to the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar story. Coins with striking mistakes, such as double details, off-center strikes, or unusual surface anomalies, are highly sought after because no two error coins are exactly alike. These rare accidents of minting transform an everyday coin into a one-of-a-kind treasure, often sparking bidding wars among collectors. Who want something truly unique, condition remains the ultimate king in determining value. Most 1973 Kennedy half-dollars were heavily circulated, meaning they show wear, scratches, and dull surfaces. Coins that escape this fate are incredibly rare by comparison. When one surfaces in pristine condition, it attracts serious attention, sometimes selling for amounts that shock people who once thought half-dollars were worthless pocket change. Beyond money, the emotional and historical appeal of the Kennedy half-dollar cannot be ignored. John F. Kennedy remains one of the most admired figures in American history, and coins bearing his image carry symbolic power. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying a piece of national memory. This emotional connection keeps demand alive and growing, especially as fewer high-quality examples remain available. The idea that an ordinary-looking coin could hold extraordinary value is what makes the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar so thrilling. While not every example is worth a fortune, the right coin in the right condition can be worth far more than most people expect. Careful examination, proper storage, and professional grading can reveal hidden potential that many owners never imagined they had. If you own any Kennedy half-dollars from 1973, the smartest move is patience. Do not rush to spend or sell them casually. Take time to inspect them closely, protect them from damage, and learn their true characteristics. In the world of rare coins, today's overlooked half-dollar can become tomorrow's prized collectible. And that possibility is what keeps collectors searching, dreaming, and believing that hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered. The fascination with the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar grows even deeper when you begin to understand how quietly these coins slipped through everyday life. During the 1970s, half-dollars were no longer commonly used in daily transactions, which meant many were stored away in drawers, jars, and forgotten collections. This lack of attention created a strange paradox. While millions were minted, very few were preserved with true care. Today, collectors search tirelessly for examples that survived untouched, making each discovery feel like uncovering a forgotten chapter of American history. One of the most captivating aspects of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is how condition can transform an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. A coin with sharp edges, full mint luster, and no visible marks tells a story of survival against odds. It avoided cash registers, rough handling, and decades of wear. Such a coin stands apart instantly, and experienced collectors can recognize its potential value in seconds. These are the coins that spark excitement, admiration, and sometimes disbelief when their true worth is revealed. Collectors are especially drawn to coins that display strong visual appeal. On the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, this means crisp details in Kennedy's hair, a clear and bold presidential profile, and an eagle on the reverse that looks powerful and well-defined. When the surfaces shine evenly and the strike is sharp, the coin feels alive, almost frozen in time. Visual perfection creates emotional impact, and emotional impact drives demand in the rare coin world. Another layer of value lies in rarity within quality, not rarity of mintage. While the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is not rare in numbers, it is rare in excellence. Most surviving coins are worn, dull, or damaged. Coins that rank among the finest known examples become elite objects of desire. When collectors compete for these top-tier pieces, prices can rise dramatically, sometimes far beyond what casual observers would ever expect. The journey of a single 1973 Kennedy half-dollar from pocket change to prized collectible is what fuels countless stories in the coin community. People often discover these coins by chance, tucked away in old family collections or inherited from relatives who never realized their significance. That moment of discovery, when curiosity turns into research and research turns into astonishment, is unforgettable. It reminds everyone that hidden value can exist in the most unexpected places. Time itself plays a crucial role in increasing the SHE's importance of these coins. As years pass, more coins are lost, damaged, or melted down, while the number of high-quality examples continues to shrink. This gradual disappearance adds pressure to the market, making the remaining best specimens even more desirable. Each decade that passes silently strengthens the position of well-preserved 1973 Kennedy half-dollars in the collector hierarchy. Proof coins from 1973 carry a different kind of magic. Their mirror-like fields and frosted designs give them a dramatic presence that instantly stands out. When viewed under light, they reflect brilliance and precision, showcasing the artistry of the U.S. Mint at its finest. Proof coins that remain flawless after decades are especially admired, as even the smallest imperfection can diminish their appeal. Collectors also pay attention to subtle differences that casual eyes may overlook. Minor variations in strike, strength, surface texture, or overall balance can influence desirability. These fine details separate average coins from exceptional ones. For serious collectors, spotting these nuances is both a skill and a passion, turning the hunt for the perfect 1973 Kennedy half-dollar into a lifelong pursuit. The market for Kennedy half-dollars is driven not only by rarity, but by loyalty. Many collectors focus exclusively on this series, dedicating years to building complete and high-quality sets. The 1973 issue becomes a key piece in that journey, especially when the goal is perfection. When a collector needs one final coin to complete a top-grade set, competition can become intense, driving values sharply upward. Emotion and nostalgia also elevate the importance of the Kennedy half-dollar. The image of John F. Kennedy represents hope, leadership, and a powerful era in American history. Holding a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar connects the present to that legacy. This emotional connection makes collectors willing to pay more, because they are buying meaning. Not just metal, stories of unexpected profits continue to circulate in the coin world, keeping interest alive. While not every 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is worth a fortune, the possibility that one might be special keeps people searching. This sense of anticipation turns ordinary coin checking into a thrilling experience, where every detail matters and every coin holds potential. Preservation is the silent guardian of value. Coins stored properly, away from moisture, heat, and handling, retain their beauty and integrity. A well-preserved 1973 Kennedy half-dollar can look almost untouched by time, which is exactly what collectors dream of finding. The difference between careless storage and careful protection can mean the difference between a modest value and a remarkable one. Professional grading has changed the way collectors view these coins. When a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is authenticated and graded, its status becomes clear and trusted. High grades place the coin among the elite, opening doors to premium markets and serious buyers. Grading turns uncertainty into confidence, and confidence fuels strong prices. The excitement around rare coins often builds, quietly, before exploding into mainstream attention. Coins that were once overlooked suddenly become headline-worthy when collectors realize how scarce top-quality examples truly are. The 1973 Kennedy half-dollar has followed this pattern, slowly gaining recognition. As one of the more intriguing modern-era coins, many collectors believe the future holds even greater appreciation for exceptional Kennedy half-dollars. As interest in tangible assets grows and people seek alternatives to traditional investments, rare coins stand out as historical, physical, and finite. A top-quality 1973 Kennedy half-dollar fits perfectly into this category, offering both beauty and long-term appeal. The idea that history can sit unnoticed in a small coin is powerful. Each 1973 Kennedy half-dollar witnessed a changing America, passing through hands during a transformative decade. Even the coins that remained untouched carry the silent presence of that era, making them time capsules in metal form. For new collectors, the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar often becomes a gateway coin. It is accessible, familiar, and deeply meaningful. As interest grows, beginners quickly learn that condition, detail, and originality matter far more than age alone. This realization opens the door to a deeper understanding of the rare coin world. Seasoned collectors view exceptional examples as trophies. Owning a stunning 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is not just about money. It is about pride, achievement, and respect within the collecting community. These coins become centerpieces, admired and discussed whenever collections are shared. The long-term story of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is still being written. Every year, fewer pristine examples remain, and demand continues to grow. This slow but steady shift strengthens the coin's position as a sleeper collectible with remarkable potential. In the end, the true magic of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar lies in possibility. It reminds us that value is not always obvious, that history can hide in plain sight, and that patience and knowledge can turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. For those who take the time to look closely, protect what they find, and understand its story, this coin offers far more than meets the eye. It offers the thrill of discovery and the promise of hidden fortune. Now turn the 4 Ruth USA coin. The idea that a small, ordinary-looking USA 5-cent coin from 1988 could hide extraordinary value is exactly what makes coin collecting so thrilling. At first glance, this coin appears simple and familiar, something millions of people once carried in their pockets without a second thought. Yet beneath that everyday appearance lies a world of mystery, scarcity, and hidden potential. Coins like the 1988 5-cent piece remind us that history does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers through metal, dates, and tiny design details that most people overlook. In 1988, 5-cent coins were struck in massive numbers. And because of that, people assume they are worthless. This assumption is what causes true treasures to be ignored. While the standard design shows a classical American theme tied to liberty and national identity, what truly matters is not just the design, but how that design was created. Coins from this era were produced using powerful machinery, and even the smallest irregularity during striking could create a piece that stands apart from millions of others. These rare variations are where unimaginable value begins. What transforms a simple 5-cent coin into something extraordinary is error, uniqueness, and condition. A tiny misalignment, a doubled image, an unusual surface texture, or an unexpected thickness can turn an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. These errors are not planned, and that is precisely why collectors crave them. When a coin exists that was never meant to exist, it becomes a silent rebellion against mass production. And collectors are willing to pay staggering sums for that. Rarity condition plays an equally powerful role in determining value. A 1988 5-cent coin that has never been used, never scratched, never dulled by time, can feel almost frozen in history. Such coins capture the exact moment they left the mint, preserving every detail with razor-sharp clarity. In the world of serious collectors, perfection is not just beauty, it is power. A flawless coin can multiply in value dramatically compared to one that's circulated for years. Another layer of fascination comes from special strikes and limited releases. Some coins from 1988 were produced with extraordinary care, often intended for collectors rather than everyday use. These coins possess a deeper shine, sharper details, and a refined finish that sets them apart instantly. When such coins survive untouched for decades, their value can rise to astonishing levels, not because they are old, but because they are rare survivors of a specific moment in American minting history. Stories of hidden fortunes fueled the excitement around rare USA coins. There are collectors who have spent years searching through rolls of coins, only to discover a single piece that changes everything. The 5-cent coin may seem insignificant, but history has shown again and again that small denominations can carry enormous worth. It is not the face value that matters, but the story, scarcity, and demand behind the coin that determine its true power. The phrase, "worth millions," captures attention because it represents possibility. While not every 1988 5-cent coin will reach such heights, the existence of ultra-rare examples proves that value is never fixed. Coin markets are driven by emotion, competition, and desire. When multiple collectors want the same rare piece and only one exists, the price can climb beyond imagination. This is how legends are born in the numismatic world. What makes this especially exciting is that many of these coins are still out there, resting quietly in drawers, jars, and forgotten collections. People spend them every day without realizing what they might be holding. This sense of hidden opportunity turns every coin into a question mark. Could this be the one? Could this small piece of metal hold a story powerful enough to rewrite someone's future? The 5-cent coin from 1988 stands as a symbol of overlooked potential. It teaches us that value is not always obvious and that history often hides in plain sight. Coins like this connect the past to the present, blending art, industry, and chance into something far greater than money. They are reminders that fortune sometimes comes disguised as the ordinary tack. So if you own USA coins, especially 5-cent pieces from past decades, think twice before dismissing them. Examine them closely, respect their details, and understand their story. That small coin you almost ignored could be a silent giant waiting for the right eyes to recognize its worth. In the world of rare coins, curiosity is the first step toward discovery, and discovery is where fortunes begin.